Well, welcome back. Couples who have been planning a wedding for years or, months, doesn't matter, of course, have been thrown for a loop. A lot of couples have been forced to live stream their vows instead of having the big party they arranged, and others, of course, are looking to postpone. So a local wedding planner has really made a one-stop shop that helps actually wedding couples go ahead and postpone things by looking at all the vendors and putting them all on one website. We talked to the wedding guy's Matthew Trutell about this. Well, Matthew, thank you so much for joining us. My goodness, this is such an interesting time to be in the wedding business, I can imagine.
It is for sure. We have a lot of businesses that we represent. All of them are small businesses, so you can imagine the added stress of kind of being closed during this time, which is kind of the beginning of wedding season. But then also trying to help the couples that need to postpone their weddings on top of kind of dealing with their own business developments. So yeah, it's kind of a challenge for everybody.
It really is. And so you're trying to make it easier for people that have a wedding plan. They're really, as you said, they're kind of married to their date, but then they need to change a bunch of things, or potentially they need to postpone it for later in the year. And so you have a way of getting it all done in one website.
Right. So what we've done is we've created a portion of our website that is devoted to vendors that are available for the rest of 2020. So we've created a page. So you go to theweddingguys.com/find the date, and the vendors are listed by category. And so we started with venues because we knew that was kind of the first piece of the puzzle. Just like with your regular wedding planning, you need to have your venue before you do anything else. So about 2.5 weeks ago, we launched the venue service. And since then, we've added photographers and videographers, DJs, and entertainment. We'll be adding this next coming week, florists and wedding planners. And what's nice is you can go on, look for your specific weekends that you're interested in postponing the wedding to, and see which vendors are actually available. So we've done the legwork. So as opposed to couples having to call hundreds of vendors to find out if they even have availability, because at this point, most don't for the end of 2020. Fall weddings are the most popular time of year, so it is really hard to find dates at this point. So what we wanted to do is do all the legwork and make it as easy as possible for those couples that do need to reschedule their wedding because of either the stay-at-home order or there aren't the ability to have large group gatherings. We don't know how long this will go on.
That's for sure. We just don't know. So you and I were chatting, and you said if weddings all the way through June right now are, in peril, basically. So some of those folks, if they're married to the date and they're not going to postpone, they're just changing it up. And you have some ideas on that as well, or at least some of these venues have ideas, right?
We've talked to several partners. One is Hotel Ivy. They have a beautiful penthouse where you could do a smaller wedding for close family and friends once we're away from the stay-at-home order. And we're seeing a lot of couples do what's called a micro wedding. So it's a smaller gathering where they actually get married and then postponing their celebration itself. So the reception might be later in this year. We're actually seeing some people even postpone the celebration part even into sometime next year as well.
We have close friends that are trying to get married, and they've decided just to have it in a backyard and have it small and, have everyone 6 feet apart. But how difficult. I mean, this is such a pinnacle thing for so many couples.
It is. And it's interesting because the community has kind of stepped up and figured out creative ways to help the couples. And so even from a videography standpoint, a lot of the videographers are offering streaming services. So you can actually live stream your wedding ceremony to your friends and family that can't make it due to the circumstances.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing.
Which is really great because then everybody can be part of it, even though they can't necessarily all be there.
And again, this is really something that would help out and benefit so many small businesses, because all the different businesses that, boost weddings are relatively small, right?
They are. And the frustrating part, I think, from the business community is the fact that there hasn't been a lot of support as there has been like in the restaurant industry and some of the other industries that were affected by the closure. Weddings were also affected because we can't gather. And so it's kind of an industry that's overlooked. So there hasn't necessarily been state funding that businesses can get. There's obviously challenges with the federal programs that they're rolling out. That's been all over the news as well. So a lot of the businesses are really, really struggling with the fact that there hasn't been a lot of support. So they're trying their best to kind of continue business as much as they can, and really help the couples and really focus on helping the couples get dates into the future.
Such a good idea. Well, thanks so much for letting us know about this. And again, the website is The Wedding Guy.
So it's theweddingguys.com/find the date.
Okay. All right, Matthew, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Belinda.